Okay, ever's just like walked into a cathedral and you're just hit by, the sound of a pipe organ.
Yeah.
It's something else.
Oh, absolutely.
It's more than an instrument.
Yeah.
It's like this living thing.
Right.
Made of like all this wood and metal.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're going deep into the world of the people who actually make these things, organ builders.
It's a fascinating blend. It really is interesting how they blend tradition and innovation.
Right, and we've been like going through these RoleCatcher guides.
Yeah.
And honestly, I had no idea like how much goes into this field.
Right.
It's way more than just woodworking.
Oh, yeah.
Although that's a big part of it.
It is. It's this perfect marriage of, craftsmanship, art, and engineering, right?
Yeah.
Because you need to, one, understand woodworking,
Right.
different woods, how they resonate, how to shape them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you need to know music theory.
Right.
You need to understand pitch, tone, harmony, because you're not just like, building a box or something. You're building an instrument.
It's like you're building, it's like giving the building a voice, I would almost say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where the engineering comes in.
Okay.
So you have the woodworking, you have the musicality, and then the mechanics of it. How do these instruments actually make sound?
Right, yeah.
And it's all about air pressure.
Interesting.
And it has to be controlled with meticulous precision. Think about it. Each pipe is like its own instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuned to a precise pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And you might have hundreds of these things all working together.
Yeah, that's wild. And the RoleCatcher stuff goes into the work environment.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just sitting at a desk all day, right?
I would not want to be the one to clean the sawdust out of the keyboard.
Yeah.
No, this is
It's real.
very much a workshop setting. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Whether that's a large factory or a smaller shop,
Right.
you're on your feet, you're lifting things, using tools from hand tools to computer software.
Speaking of the tools, I was kind of surprised by this. One of the skills listed for organ builders is customer service.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like they're, selling you a pair of shoes.
That's what makes it interesting, though, right?
Yeah.
They don't just build to spec.
Okay.
They work with clients.
Mm-hmm. Right. Churches, concert halls, individuals even,
Wow.
to make their vision, their musical vision, a reality.
So it's like this partnership in a way.
Exactly. And that requires a whole different skill set.
Right.
Empathy, listening, and being able to translate their ideas into something real.
Wow. Yeah.
It's not just about what's possible, like on paper, but what will last and resonate for years to come.
Okay, that gives me chills.
Yeah.
So let's say someone's listening and they're like, sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
How do they start?
Right.
It's not like there's, organ building 101 at the local community college.
Not usually, no.
Right.
And that's what's so cool about it.
Okay.
The traditional route is through apprenticeships. You learn from the masters.
Right. Just like hundreds of years ago.
Exactly. You're there with them in the workshop. You're learning.
Yeah. So you're side by side with someone who's been doing it their whole life.
Yeah.
And they're showing you the ropes. What does that actually look like?
So imagine this: you walk into a workshop, and the first thing that hits you is like the smell of sawdust, like wood polish, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the sunlight's coming through these, dusty windows, and it's hitting all these tools.
Right.
Some of them hundreds of years old, right next to like a computer-controlled thing.
Wow.
And there's organ parts everywhere.
Yeah.
Pipes, carvings, all sorts of stuff.
It's like stepping back in time, but also, being in the present.
Exactly.
So as an apprentice, you're not just, reading books.
Right.
You're getting your hands dirty, right? Like right away.
From day one, you might start by, just prepping the wood.
Okay.
Learning the different types, how to tell what's what,
Yeah.
how the grain runs, how dense it is.
Right.
How it's all gonna, change when the weather changes.
It's like you have to really get to know the material.
Exactly, like a sculptor with clay.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the actual building.
Right.
The RoleCatcher guide mentioned that apprentices often start small.
Yeah, of course.
And then they kind of work their way up as they get better.
Like learning a language.
Yeah.
You start with the alphabet, then it's words, then sentences.
Yeah.
So here it might be learning to, join two pieces perfectly,
Yeah.
or doing some decorative carving, that sort of thing.
Right.
Or even helping put together the wind chest.
Okay, now that's one of those terms I was hoping we could dive into a little bit.
Sure.
What is that, the wind chest?
That's basically the heart of the organ.
Okay.
That's where the air gets distributed to all the pipes.
Wow.
It's pretty complex.
So what about this voicing thing?
See, no,
What does that even mean, voicing a pipe?
that's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
So you can build a pipe that's the right, length and width to
Right.
make a C sharp or whatever.
Yeah.
But voicing it's like fine-tuning the sound. Like, imagine a singer. Right. They're warming up, trying different tones.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this is like, but with a pipe.
So it's not just hitting the right note.
Right.
It's like the quality of the sound.
Exactly.
Right.
The tiniest change, like the shape of the opening, what it's made of,
Wow.
that all changes the sound.
Yeah.
And you might have thousands of these pipes.
Right.
All voiced perfectly.
Working together.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's incredible.
No wonder it takes, years and years to learn.
Yeah, you really got to hone your ear.
Okay, so let's say, like, you've put in the time, you're, done with your apprenticeship, maybe you're even, a junior organ builder or something.
Yeah, right.
What's next?
Well, usually you start to specialize.
Okay.
Some people, they love the pipes.
Right. Others, they're all about the mechanics of the keyboard
Interesting.
or, the air system.
So you could be, like, the pipe person.
Yeah.
Or the keyboard mechanism guru.
Exactly. You make a name for yourself.
Wow, that's really cool.
And as you get more senior, you do less hands-on.
Okay.
You're leading a team.
Right.
Overseeing projects.
Yeah.
You're working with clients right from the beginning.
Wow.
Design all the way through to, getting it set up.
So it's not just building anymore.
No.
It's you're managing, you're like the artist, but also the boss.
You're a mentor.
Yeah.
And sometimes even like a historian almost.
Oh, right. Because of the restoration.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taking apart something that's hundreds of years old.
Wow. Figuring out how they did it back then.
That's like bringing history to life through an organ.
It really is.
That's incredible.
It's amazing.
Okay, so we've talked about the craft, the career, but what about the,
Yeah.
the RoleCatcher stuff said the outlook is stable,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a really specific thing, right?
Well, it is.
Not a lot of people do this.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
You got to be drawn to it.
Right.
You got to love this mix of art and engineering and history, all of it.
Yeah, it seems like a really, fulfilling job though.
It is.
If you're the kind of person who's like into this.
If it speaks to you.
Yeah.
Then it's amazing.
And I think even for people listening who aren't, going to go out and become organ builders.
Yeah.
There's still a lot here.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, but like even just thinking about all this,
Yeah.
it makes you think about craftsmanship.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like in a world where everything's like mass produced.
Right. Right.
It's different.
It is. It's like the opposite of that,
Yeah.
right? We're like surrounded by technology, things
Yeah.
that are built to, break.
Right.
And here you have these instruments, these almost works of art that are meant to last like forever.
Yeah, for hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years, and not just last,
Right.
but like evolve. Right.
Yeah, you were saying about the restorations.
Exactly.
It's almost like, what is it? It's like a conversation or something.
It is.
Between, people, craftspeople over time.
Across the ages.
Right.
Each one adding their own, little thing, their understanding of sound.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And it reminds us that, even now, even with all this technology,
Right.
there's some things you can't, a machine can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't replicate like how the wood feels.
Right.
Or how like an organ builder will actually like feel a pipe
Wow.
to hear, to listen with their hands.
Wow, there's like this connection, right?
There's this connection.
Between, the material, the person building it, the
Yeah.
sound, it's all linked.
And I think that's something everyone can relate to.
Right, even if you're not,
Yeah, even if you've never touched an organ.
an organ builder. Exactly.
It's about finding that thing that you care about.
Yeah.
Or you can just like lose yourself in it.
Totally. Yeah, whether it's like, I don't know, writing or
Right.
building something, whatever.
Yeah. Gardening, anything.
Yeah, it could be anything, yeah.
As long as it speaks to you.
Okay, so I guess as we kind of wrap up here,
Sure.
what would you say, like, what's the one thing you hope, people listening take away from all this?
The next time you hear an organ,
Yeah.
don't just like hear it.
Okay.
Like really listen, Think about all the work, the
Yeah.
skill that went into it.
That's true, yeah.
All the people over the years
Yeah.
who had a hand in it.
And maybe, maybe this will like make people think differently.
That's the hope.
Yeah, but all the things around us, you know.
Right. The things we just take for granted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this was awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for taking us on this deep dive
This was great.
into the world of organ building. It's amazing.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we'll see you all next time.